Rocky coastal cliffs of northern Scotland. Present-day Tom Blake, a marine archaeologist, rappels down the steep cliffs following reports of strange metal gleaming in the rock face. The local fishermen spoke of lights that appeared during storms. Always in the same spot halfway down the cliff dot as he descends, Tom notices the rock formation is unusual. What appeared to be natural stone from above reveals itself as an elaborate camouflage. Hidden beneath centuries of moss and mineral deposits lies the hull of a massive ship, but not made of any earthly material. The vessel stretches nearly 200 feet along the cliff face, its surface a dark metal that seems to absorb light. Strange symbols cover its hull, glowing faintly blue in the dim morning light. Tom realizes this is no human ship. The design is too advanced, too alien. When he touches the hull, something extraordinary happens. The symbols pulse brighter, and a section of the wall slides away silently. A voice echoes in his mind, speaking perfect English. "Welcome, Thomas Blake. We have been waiting." Inside, the ship is pristine despite its age. The corridors are filled with a soft, breathable atmosphere. Emergency lighting activates as he moves deeper into the vessel. Tom finds himself in what appears to be a command center filled with screens showing star maps, technical diagrams, and most shocking of all, detailed files about human civilization spanning the last 3 centuries. A hologram materializes. A tall, graceful being with pale blue skin and large, intelligent eyes. "I am Captain Krell of the exploration vessel Star's Edge. If you are receiving this message, it means our long wait has ended. You, Thomas Blake, are the one we came to find." Tom learns that the ship crashed here in 1743 during a routine survey. Mission: the crew survived, but were stranded, their faster-than-light drive damaged beyond repair. However, their advanced computers had detected something remarkable about Earth's population, specifically about Tom's genetic line. The captain's hologram explains that Tom carries a rare genetic marker, one that appears in less than 1 in a billion humans. This marker is the key to operating their ship's quantum navigation system, a biological lock that cannot be bypassed by technology. A lone dot. As Tom explores further, he discovers the crew quarters. The aliens, who call themselves the Velion, entered stasis chambers to wait for his arrival. Their life support systems have kept them alive for nearly 300 years, powered by an energy source he cannot comprehend. The ship's computer shows him projections of what happened to the Velion's home worlds. A great war consumed their galaxy, fought against an enemy so terrible that entire star systems were extinguished. The Velion became refugees, scattered across the universe, searching for new homes and allies. But Earth was special. The computer had detected that humans possessed something unique, an adaptability and fighting spirit that could turn the tide of the galactic war. The Velion came not as conquerors, but as seekers of alliance. Tom stands before the stasis chambers, watching the peaceful faces of the sleeping crew. The weight of decision rests on his shoulders. The ship's computer waits patiently for his choice: awaken the crew and unlock humanity's destiny among the stars, or walk away and let them sleep forever. The part ends with Tom placing his hand on the stasis control panel, the genetic scanner recognizing his unique pattern. The fate of 2 species hangs in the balance as he makes his choice. Tom activates the revival sequence. One by one, the stasis chambers hum to life, their crystalline surfaces clearing as the preservation fields dissipate. Captain Krell is the first to emerge, moving with fluid grace despite centuries of sleep. The Velion crew gathers around Tom with a mixture of relief and curiosity. They appear humanoid but ethereal, with elongated limbs and features that seem almost carved from moonlight. Their leader, Krell, examines Tom with scanning devices that project gentle light across his body. "Your genetic pattern is even stronger than our projections indicated," Krell says, his voice carrying musical undertones. You are descended from a bloodline we have tracked for generations. Your ancestor, a ship captain named William Blake, encountered one of our scouts in 1693. That brief contact left traces in his genetic code that have been passed down to you. Tom learns that his family's long tradition of seafaring was no coincidence. The Villian scout had implanted a subtle genetic modification, ensuring that future generations would be drawn to the ocean and eventually to this very spot, the ships. Engineer Nara shows Tom the quantum navigation core, a living crystal that pulses with inner light. When Tom approaches, it resonates with his presence, its glow intensifying. Only a human with the modified genes can interface with our technology, she explains. Your people call it intuition. We call it quantum consciousness. As the crew fully awakens, they begin systems checks. The ship, though ancient by their standards, is still centuries ahead of human technology. Tom watches in amazement as they demonstrate gravity control, energy manipulation, and materials that reshape themselves on command. Captain Krell reveals the true scope of their mission. The enemy we fled still pursues us across the galaxy. They call themselves the Devourers, beings that consume entire civilizations, leaving dead worlds in their wake. We believe they will find Earth within 50 of your years. The Velion had spent decades before their crash studying human history, warfare, and psychology. They discovered that humans possessed a unique combination of traits: tactical adaptability, fierce loyalty, and most importantly, the ability to fight effectively, even when outnumbered and outgunned. Your species has faced extinction many times, Krell explains, showing holographic displays of human conflicts throughout history. Each time, you not only survived, but emerged stronger. This quality is rare in the galaxy. Most species, when faced with superior force, simply surrender. Tom is given a tour of the ship's armory. The weapons are elegant but deadly. Energy rifles that can be adjusted from stun to complete molecular disruption. Personal shields that bend light around the wearer. And armor that adapts to any threat. But what impresses the Velion most is Tom's immediate grasp of their tactical applications. The ship's medical bay reveals another surprise. The Velion offer Tom genetic enhancements that would extend his lifespan and allow him to survive in alien environments. But they make it clear the choice is his. They seek partners, not subjects. As they work together to repair the ship's damaged systems, Tom begins to understand the magnitude of the decision before him. Accepting the Velion alliance would mean revealing alien contact to humanity, potentially causing panic and chaos. But refusing could doom Earth to face the Devourers alone. Nara shows Tom recordings from the Velion home worlds before the war. Beautiful cities of crystal and light. Peaceful societies that had known no conflict for millennia. All reduced to ash by an enemy that showed no mercy and accepted no surrender. We made the mistake of believing our advanced technology would protect us, she says sadly. We had forgotten how to fight. When the Devourers came, we were helpless despite our superior science. The part culminates with the ship fully operational. Tom stands on the bridge as it slowly rises from its hiding place in the cliff face, its camouflage falling away to reveal its true magnificence. The vessel hovers above the Scottish coast, invisible to radar, but visible to Tom's naked eye. Captain Krell places a communication device in Tom's hands. This will allow you to contact world leaders to prepare your people for what is coming. But remember, the choice of how to proceed must be humanity's, not ours. We offer alliance, not dominion. Tom looks down at his home planet, knowing that his next decision will change the course of human history forever. Tom returns to the surface, his mind reeling from everything he has learned. The Velion ship, now cloaked but still present, waits offshore. He has 48 hours to decide whether to make contact with world governments or keep the secret. Hidden, back in his small coastal cottage, Tom stares at the alien communication device. It appears deceptively simple, a crystalline tablet that feels warm to the touch. According to Krell, it can establish secure contact with any government leader on Earth, providing undeniable proof of alien contact through advanced translation, protocols and data streams that no human technology could fake. Tom researches his own family history, discovering that the Blake family records do indeed mention strange encounters at sea. His ancestor William's ship logs from 1693 describe lights beneath the waves and a brief encounter with beings of exceptional grace and intelligence. The logs were dismissed as sailors' tales, but now Tom understands their true significance. Meanwhile, the Velion continue their preparations. Through the communication link Krell provided, Tom monitors their work. They are constructing a deep space sensor array that will give Earth early warning of the Devourer approach. But the array requires human cooperation. It must be integrated with Earth's existing satellite networks. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Tom's colleague and friend, becomes suspicious of his sudden absence from work. As a xenoarchaeologist, she has spent her career studying the possibility of ancient alien contact. When Tom finally confides in her, she becomes the first human to witness the Velion ship. Elena's reaction is everything Tom hoped for: wonder, scientific curiosity, and immediate understanding of the implications. "Tom, this changes everything we know about human history," she says, studying the genetic data the Velion have shared. "If they've been guiding human development for centuries, it explains so many archaeological mysteries." Together, they decide to contact a select group of world leaders, individuals known for their rational thinking and discretion. The first is Dr. James Morrison, the UN Secretary General's chief science advisor. Morrison's initial skepticism evaporates when the communication device projects a three-dimensional hologram of the solar system, highlighting threats that match classified military intelligence about unusual deep space signals. The second contact is Admiral Liu Wei, head of the International Space Cooperation Council. Liu immediately grasps the military implications. If these devourers are as advanced as your alien friends claim, conventional weapons will be useless. We need their technology, but more importantly, we need their tactical knowledge. The third is Dr. Amara Hassan, director of the Global Emergency Response Coordination Center. Her experience coordinating responses to natural disasters makes her invaluable for planning humanity's preparation for an alien threat. Within 72 hours, a secret meeting is arranged aboard the Velion ship. The world leaders who attend are sworn to absolute secrecy until a broader disclosure plan can be developed. Captain Krell presents humanity's situation with stark clarity. The Devourers travel between galaxies, consuming all sentient life they encounter, Krell explains, showing recordings that chill the human observers. They possess technology that can drain the life energy from entire planets, leaving behind dead husks. No species has ever successfully resisted them, until now. The Velion reveal their plan. Using Tom's unique genetic interface, they can upgrade human technology in stages, preparing Earth's defenses without causing panic. The process will take years, but it offers humanity its best chance of survival. Admiral, Liu asks the crucial question: what makes you think humans can succeed where your people failed? Krell's response surprises everyone. Because you fight differently. We relied on superior technology and logical tactics. Humans use unpredictability, emotional intelligence, and what you call gut instinct. These qualities confuse and frustrate. The Devourers, who expect all species to behave logically when facing extinction. The Velion show footage from their war archives, battles where human-style tactics might have changed the outcome. Their logical, systematic approach to warfare made them predictable. Humans, with their capacity for desperate gambits and irrational, Heroism represents something entirely new. Dr. Hassan raises the ethical concerns. How do we prepare 7 billion people for a threat they can't comprehend without causing mass hysteria? The solution comes from an unexpected source, Tom himself. His background in archaeology gives him unique insight into how civilizations adapt to existential threats. We do it gradually, he proposes. Introduce the technology as human innovations. Let people adjust to each advancement before revealing. The next level, the meeting ends with a unanimous decision. Operation Lighthouse begins, a carefully orchestrated plan to prepare humanity for the coming war while maintaining social stability. Tom becomes the official liaison between humans and Velion, his genetic key making him indispensable to both species' survival. 6 months after first contact, Operation Lighthouse transforms from desperate plan to coordinated global effort. Tom splits his time between the hidden Velion base, now expanded into an underwater facility off the Scottish coast, and secret meetings with world leaders. The first phase involves introducing Velion technology as breakthrough human innovations. Dr. Rodriguez leads a team of carefully selected scientists in reverse engineering Velion devices, creating plausible development histories for each advancement. Solar panels with impossible efficiency ratings appear as quantum photovoltaic cells. Materials that can reshape themselves become programmable smart alloys. Tom's role as genetic interface becomes crucial as more complex systems come online. The Velion quantum computers require his unique neural patterns to function properly, making him the bridge between two completely different approaches to technology. Where humans rely on logical programming, Velion systems respond to intuitive, biological interfaces. Admiral Liu oversees the military preparations. Small prototype weapons based on Velion designs begin appearing in classified programs. The technology is introduced gradually, energy-efficient power sources first, then improved armor materials, finally progressing to actual energy weapons. Disguised as experimental laser systems, the most challenging aspect proves to be the early warning system. Dr. Hassan coordinates with space agencies worldwide to launch satellites equipped with Velion sensors. To the public, they appear to be advanced communications and weather monitoring systems. In reality, they form a detection grid capable of identifying Devourer scout ships at the edge of the solar system. Meanwhile, Tom deepens his relationship with the Velion crew. Nara teaches him to operate their manufacturing systems, which can create complex devices from raw materials using controlled atomic manipulation. Captain Krell shares tactical databases from the Galactic War, helping Tom understand the enemy's capabilities and weaknesses. The Velion reveal more about the Devourer's nature. They are not a single species, but a collective consciousness that consumes other life forms to expand itself. Each planet they devour adds its knowledge and abilities to the collective, making them progressively more powerful and adaptable. They have absorbed over 1,000 different species, Krell explains, showing Tom horrific footage from the Galactic War. Each conquest makes them smarter, stronger, more versatile. They know our tactics because they consumed the minds that created them. But the Velion also share something hopeful, intelligence suggesting that the Devourers have never encountered a species quite like humanity. Most galactic civilizations follow similar evolutionary paths, developing logic and technology, while suppressing emotional and irrational responses. Humans retained both, creating a unique psychological profile. Dr. Rodriguez makes a breakthrough studying the genetic modifications in Tom's bloodline. She discovers that the Velion Scouts' intervention in 1693 wasn't just about creating a genetic key, it was about enhancing human intuitive abilities. Tom's family line shows increased activity in brain regions associated with pattern recognition and tactical thinking. They weren't just marking you, she tells Tom excitedly. They were improving you. Your ancestors' descendants have been unconsciously selected for traits that would help in this war. This revelation leads to a controversial decision. The Velion offer to extend similar genetic enhancements to volunteers from Earth's military forces. The modifications would improve reaction times, tactical intuition, and the ability to interface with Velion technology. But they would also alter human DNA permanently. Tom becomes the first test subject for the complete enhancement package. The process takes place in the Velion Medical Bay, with Dr. Rodriguez monitoring from the human perspective. For 72 hours, Tom exists in a state between consciousness and something deeper, his mind interfacing directly with Velion quantum systems. When he emerges, the changes are subtle but profound. Tom can sense the Velion ship systems as extensions of his own body. He understands their technology not through learning, but through intuitive connection. Most importantly, he can feel the approaching threat, a distant but growing presence. At the edge of his enhanced perception, the Velion sensors confirm Tom's intuition. The first Devourer scout ships have entered the outer solar system, still months away, but undeniably approaching. The preparation phase is ending sooner than anticipated. Captain Krell calls an emergency meeting of the human leadership. The enemy moves faster than our projections indicated, he announces grimly. We have perhaps 18 months before the main invasion force arrives. Humanity must accelerate its preparations. Admiral Liu asks the question everyone fears. Are we ready? Krell's response chills the assembled leaders. No species is ever truly ready for the Devourers. But humans have something no other species possessed, the ability to adapt and improvise under impossible pressure. In 18 months, we will discover if that is enough. Tom stands before the assembled leaders, no longer just an archaeologist, but something new, a bridge between species and perhaps humanity's best hope for survival. A real test is about to begin. The Devourer scout ships arrive 3 months ahead of schedule, emerging from hyperspace near Jupiter's orbit like dark wounds in the fabric of space. Tom, now permanently stationed aboard the primary Velion command vessel, feels their presence like ice in his veins through his enhanced neural interface. The enemy ships defy conventional understanding, massive crystalline structures that seem to absorb light and matter alike. They move without visible propulsion, bending space around them in ways that make human physicists weep. Worst of all, they pulse with a malevolent intelligence that Tom can sense through the quantum link. Captain Krell's tactical displays show the grim reality. 3 scout ships, each one capable of sterilizing a planet. They're not here to invade. They're here to evaluate Earth's defenses before the main fleet arrives. The Velion estimate humanity as perhaps 6 weeks before the full Devourer armada emerges from the deep void between galaxies. Admiral Liu coordinates Earth's response from a secret command center built into the Velion underwater base. The hastily prepared human forces seem pathetically inadequate compared to the alien threat. Enhanced human soldiers carry Velion hybrid weapons. Their reflexes boosted by genetic modifications, but they're still facing technology millennia in advance of their own. The first engagement occurs near Mars. A joint human Velion task force intercepts one of the scout ships, hoping to gather intelligence about Devourer capabilities. Tom watches through the tactical display as human pilots, flying ships powered by Velion energy cores, attempt coordinated attacks against the enemy. The result is horrific. The Devourer ship doesn't just destroy the attacking vessels, it devours them, breaking down matter and energy into component parts that it absorbs into its own structure. The pilots' final transmissions speak of their minds being invaded, their thoughts consumed along with their ships. But something unexpected happens. The human pilots, in their final moments, do something that confuses the Devourer collective. Instead of logical resistance or strategic withdrawal, they choose desperate, seemingly irrational actions. One pilot rams his ship into the enemy vessel while singing an old folk song. Another ejects and activates a jury-rigged explosive that shouldn't have damaged the alien ship, but somehow disrupts its absorption process. Captain Krell analyzes the battle data with growing excitement. They are confused, he tells Tom. The Devourers expected logical tactical responses based on the patterns of previous species. Human emotional and irrational behavior is outside their predictive models. Dr. Rodriguez, now serving as the Chief Human Science Officer, makes a crucial discovery. The genetic enhancements Tom received aren't just improving human capabilities. They're creating a form of quantum consciousness that the Devourers cannot fully comprehend or absorb. When enhanced humans die fighting the enemy, their consciousness patterns create disruptions in the Devourer collective mind. Tom realizes this gives humanity a terrifying but potentially decisive weapon. We're not just fighting them, he tells the assembled command staff. We're confusing them. Every human they consume introduces chaos into their collective. The revelation leads to the most desperate damage in human history. Tom volunteers to allow himself to be captured by the Devourers, carrying with him quantum virus designed by the Velion, a pattern of consciousness so fundamentally human and irrational that it could theoretically disrupt the entire Devourer collective. The plan requires Tom to be taken alive aboard a Devourer ship, maintain his consciousness long enough for the virus to propagate, then activate it at the moment of absorption. It's essentially a suicide mission, but one that could save both Earth and the scattered Velion survivors across the galaxy. The final battle takes place in Earth's outer atmosphere. The remaining 2 Devourer scouts, reinforced by the arrival of advance units from the main fleet, converge on the planet. Tom, aboard a specially modified human fighter, allows himself to be captured by the primary enemy vessel. Inside the Devourer ship, Tom experiences horrors beyond description. He feels the consumed consciousnesses of 1,000 species. There, knowledge and memories twisted into serving the collective. But he also senses something the Velion never discovered. The Devourers are not invincible. They fear chaos, unpredictability, and the kind of desperate creativity that only comes from facing extinction. As his own consciousness begins to be absorbed, Tom activates the quantum virus. The effect is immediate and devastating. The Devourer collective, accustomed to logical, ordered thought patterns, cannot process the chaotic creativity of human consciousness. The virus spreads through their network like wildfire, causing system failures and temporal paradoxes. The enemy fleet, suddenly cut off from their collective intelligence, becomes vulnerable to human Velion combined forces. In the space of hours, the seemingly invincible Devourers are driven back beyond the solar system. Tom survives the absorption process, his enhanced consciousness proving resilient enough to maintain coherence even within the enemy network. He returns to Earth forever changed, carrying within his mind the knowledge of 1,000 dead species and the satisfaction of knowing that humanity's unique gift, the ability to be gloriously, illogically human, has saved 2 galaxies. The war is not over, but for the first time in eons, the Devourers have been forced to retreat. Humanity takes its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as the species too stubborn and unpredictable to be consumed.